This is a segment where we take a look at a board game based on an IP, and I tell you if the IP and the mechanisms match. Today we're looking at Star Trek Panic. So let me give a brief overview of the game. If you complete 5 missions, you will win the game. If all 6 sections of the hull, which is the inner part of the ship, is destroyed, you will lose the game. As the game goes through, you will have these missions that come up, and each of them will do something a little bit different. And this tells you how many turns it takes, or how many turns you have in order to beat it. It will tell you what cards you will need to give up to beat it, and the reward if you do so. So what's going to happen on a turn is you're going to have this deck of cards. It'll be Enterprise cards, and you'll always draw up to 5. So, for example, this one says, hit one target at short range in front of where you're facing. So you're always facing this way with the arrow at the front of the Enterprise, and short would be here, medium would be in the middle, and long would be out here. So right now, I could not do anything with this card. But once per turn, I can maneuver. That means either move clockwise or counterclockwise, which is fine. And if I want to move closer to these guys, I can. One maneuver would just bring everybody closer. It doesn't affect anybody on the sides or the rear of the ship. Now that I've maneuvered, I could use this and hit one target in short range. So this guy has 2 damage on him, so he will just take 1 hit point and he is still there. Star Trek Panic obviously is in the Panic series. Started out with Castle Panic, with the Dead Panic, a Munchkin Panic, and a Star Trek Panic. I feel like this one does a pretty darn good job. They're going to use steals from the show, which is going to turn some people off. You have the main characters. I think there's 8 of them, each with individual powers. Now, you're battling a lot, right? You're going to say, that's not Star Trek. Star Trek's more about the interactions and the episodes. Well, that's all in the mission deck. The mission deck is really going to bring the series out, and the troubles and different things that you would go through, cons in there, etc. And that's how they play through the mission deck. I think that mission deck is a really good addition to the series in general. Now, sure, this is an already established system, and we're putting the IP paint on it, right? I get that. And I would argue that this is a good Star Trek game. I feel like the Star Trek paint that's on it works. I like without the mission deck, I would agree with you 100%. With the mission deck, I feel like Star Trek comes alive in this one, and I feel like that it's a good representation of the series. I would be very, very easy to recommend this to anybody who likes Star Trek. This would be a really cool game for them to check out. I think a lot of people miss this one.